desensitize our horse to a cow whip and to show people that it's not abusive, it's not hurting them in any way. And this is a cow whip, this is the end of it, the popper, which is what makes the noise when it breaks the sound barrier, not hitting the animal. Hey, so we're going to do a little video here. I've got a nice warm blood mare. She's done a lot of jumping, but she was brought to me because she's pretty spooky. And just kind of doing a little groundwork with her, I found this mare is maybe not had a good foundation, especially with groundwork. So we're going to do a little flag work and then eventually introduce a whip. Now, we're going to talk about a cow whip a little bit. We did a video on me riding a horse and teaching a yearling to be okay with a cow whip. And TikTok thought it was abusive. A whole bunch of people said, oh, you're whipping the horse and you're hurting it. There was no whipping of the horse, no hurting at all. It's no different than the flag. It makes noise, okay? The reason that a cow whip works is you break the sound barrier with what we call the popper. And when you throw the whip and you stop that motion, it doubles in speed and breaks the sound barrier. And when it does, it cracks. Anything that breaks the sound barrier cracks. Now, I'm going to show you that it's not hurting, okay? So, just like our rope we put on that horse, I'm going to move this whip around her, all right? I'm going to move it around her legs. We'll start off a little bit slow, and I'm just going to put it on her and off, on her and off. Notice that I'm not whipping the horse. I'm laying the whip up there and removing it. Laying it up there and removing it. Laying it up there and removing it. All right? That was pretty good. So we're going to do the other side now. Lay it up there and remove it. Lay it up there and remove it. That, a little more pressure with it, a little more power with it. Now, a lot of times I do this sitting on another horse because the horse I'm on helps in a lot of ways keep the one I'm teaching this to be calm. All right? Now, this horse doesn't have to be a horse that's going to be working cows, but we need her to be less sensitive about things that make noise and things that move so that she doesn't dump her 15-year-old rider in the middle of a jumping show because somebody in the stadium dropped their plastic cup and the wind blew it in the middle of the arena. All right? So things that move and make noise, she needs to be a little bit more calm on. There you go. Pressure and release. Pressure and release. All right, now that I got her taking that pretty good, I'm going to stop a minute. And now I'm going to add the most stimulus. I'm going to crack this whip one time. Actually, I'm just going to swing it a couple times. See, it got her moving. Now that she's moving, I'm going to continue moving that whip. Just like I did the flag. There she goes. When she stops, I stop. I'm going to teach her when she quits, it's okay. Now, a lot of people use a lunge whip with a crack or a tap on the butt to get them to move. Okay? I'm doing a totally opposite thing here. There you go. It's all right. We're just going to add a little more stimulus. See how that moves around her? She's kind of scared of it. So I'm going to let her move, and she actually kind of thinks, oh, I'm supposed to be lunging right now. No different than the weanling that I had on the end of my saddle horn, and I was sitting in the middle of my saddle horse doing this. Basically moving her around because she thinks she's supposed to be going, and she's a little bit scared of this whip. There you go. Not a bad thing there, gal. Now, the whip's going to make a crack. That crack is, again, it's breaking the sound barrier. It's not hitting the horse or anything else. If I hit something, I'll show you what it does. If I hit something like the ground, no crack. Now what happens when I pop it in the air? Didn't crack very good because I hit the tree. There's the pop. And the horse took it very good. There you go. Now, Now we'll do the other side a little bit. We're going to add the stimulus. See, she's taking it all pretty good. And this is the first time she's had this. See, laying on her. Now you might see some dirt on the whip. Those aren't beat marks because I'm not beating her. I'm just laying it on her and making a little noise. I want it to touch her. Well, she doesn't like that too much because I'm not kicking her, but that's all right. She do the same thing with a rope. I'll get her moving here. I'll let her do that. I'm just going to keep bringing that around her legs. There you go. When she stops, I stop. Now we're going to try those front legs that she doesn't like with the flag. See that? It just wraps around her legs. It's not hurting her. It's not whipping. All right, now I'm going to go back to the crack sound. There it is. Well, I'm not as good as my left hand. So now we've kind of taught her that scary noises and things moving around, she's taught herself, it's a lot easier to hold still to it. It's not that big a deal.